I know that I'm your dad. You can ask me a question, any day of the week. But is there any like specific questions or like curiosities that you have about the construction industry? Any fears that you have?
Not really.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to be done with school and go make some real man money.
Welcome to the On-Site Podcast. We chat with contractors, educators, industry professionals about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So without further ado, let's fucking get into it.
All right. Welcome back to the On-Site Podcast. Exciting day for me today, and maybe a nervous day today for my son, but my son is going to be joining us. So we actually intended on doing this episode right on his birthday. So his birthday was April 21st, and my podcast production manager, or condo actually was on fire, or the condo above. So it was this whole thing, and we didn't know how to do it, so we couldn't do it for the first time ever. And so we weren't able to record that episode, but we're doing it just the week after. So when this is airing, my son Jaxson, who's with us today, he'll actually be graduating just right after that. I don't know the exact date. It's not my space, but it's but he'll have a clear understanding. So I'm excited to have you here today, Jaxson. What's going on, man? Excited?
Yeah, I am excited. A little bit nervous, but it's not. That's cool.
Cool, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna show everyone. Okay, so if you're listening to this, you'll have to go to YouTube and actually watch this episode back, because I'm gonna be sharing some photos.
What photos?
I just share some photos just to
What photos?
just to break the ice. No, man, just to break the ice. So this right here, this is me and my son. I don't know how long ago this was, but we kind of look like twins, don't we? That's us. I look a lot younger, and he looks super young, but that's us a long time ago. And so that's one. Here's another one. Who do you think this is? That's
Wow, I'm young.
that's you. See, you can tell that's you. There he is there. Yeah. Okay. And he's a little bit older here. That's with his sister. Yeah, he's looking sly. Kind of like stoned there a little bit. Too young to be stoned. And now I'm gonna show what I look like. I don't have pictures of me when I was super young, but I want you guys to understand. I feel how close we look. So this is me kind of at your age, I guess. Kind of. I'm not looking sly here. Look at me. That's me there. Rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
A little thinner than you are. You're gonna be a monster. That's me.
Yep.
And then this is me with my dog. There you go. Look at that. Looking like Jax there a little bit. Got the middle part. Got the same hair. Here's another one where I'm a little bit younger, acting like a complete narp. And then this is me. These are some school pictures. These are gonna have to get really zoom. Oh, this is a love. There's had a love note on it. There's me. That's just I didn't do my hair that day. Here's another one. Bulls sweater. Standard.
Holy.
Here's me in Trags. Look at that.
That's awesome.
There we go. That's us. I was at a wedding.
That's awesome.
All right. So the reason I shared those is because I don't know. They were just sitting down here, and I figured they would be kind of a good little icebreaker, and to kind of give people a perspective of, I think we kind of look the same. I mean, I don't have the flowy hair. I don't have the flowy locks and the chiseled jaw anymore. Mine's just more dad jaw, but it's fine. But no, in all fairness, the reason I wanted to have Jaxson on today was because I've talked about him a lot on the podcast. Y'all have probably heard a little bit about him. He's just about to graduate, or literally just about to graduate. And how long you been welding for?
A year?
Yeah, just over a year. Right?
I think I just hit a year.
You started at the beginning of last summer holidays?
I took a class last April. I think it was. That's why I first started.
So he's been welding just for over a year now, and he was sharing some videos. I don't know if you can pull some of those up. Maybe you could pull some of those up. So he was showing me some videos of him producing some stuff, and like welding a little decky. So he works on, what kind of trucks do you work on right now again?
Like crane trucks.
For train, like for the
We work on like like CP. Yeah, I cannot tell you the other brands, but like
But they go on
ones.
the train tracks.
Yeah,
All of them?
some are no, not all of them. Some are for the train tracks, and some are like drywall trucks.
And so they have cranes on the back, and what do you typically build on these trucks?
I just build like the little components that go like under or on the decks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's showing me some pictures of that. And do you have that video that you post, that one where you were building that little
Yeah,
deck, the triangle thing? I don't know if you can share that.
might be backwards, but I can try.
That's fine. Yeah, there you go. So this is him ripping. And keep in mind, he's still in school right now, right? That's good, Jax. Yeah, keep in mind, he's still in school right now. So in the afternoons, while he's actually skipping school today, he actually skipped school on his birthday to record the podcast, couldn't record the podcast. And now he's skipping school again to record it again. But in the afternoons, he's been working at Falcon, doing this kind of stuff. So he's getting an early jump on the industry, playing in a space that I don't really know anything about. But I understand the journey from, how to get from I mean, I didn't graduate, so I don't know that part, but I still worked. I went right to work right away. And so understanding just the journey on how to get from point A to point B, in this industry, and he's getting ahead of that right now. And so I wanted him on the podcast because I feel like just, I think it would be cool to just hear from, somebody that's 18 what this industry really looks like to him. Like, what is it? I don't remember what it looked like to me because I was, young, dumb, and immature, and not that you are or not. But I'm just curious to think, like, what are some of your thoughts about going into the trades? What are some of your fears? And what are some of the things that excite you about the trades?
Well, I'm definitely excited to get started.
What makes you
Definitely
excited?
money,
Money. Yeah.
getting my hands dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoy doing that. I like building stuff with my hands and like saying that I built that.
That's cool, man.
That's good school, yeah.
What are some of the proudest things you built right now at work that you can recall? Do you feel like you have, kind of to tie into this, do you feel like you have, like a purpose when you're there? Like, like you're a broom pusher and you're like, this is my
Yeah.
job. I don't know what my job is. You probably
Yeah.
lived that at one point, but now, I think you got a little station, you got a little spot, like you've got purpose there. And so,
Yeah.
what does the purpose feel like, and what are some of the cool things you've been able to build?
Some of the cool stuff that I built is definitely I had to fix a dump body one time, and that was the worst job ever. But once I got it done, it was pretty cool. But
What was it?
a dump body,
A dump body.
like a dump truck,
Oh, a dump
I had
truck.
to I had to fix the whole back of it. It was like so rusted out. I had to cut a bunch of pieces out, put new pieces in. It was an absolute hassle, but it was cool to get done.
An absolute hassle.
It was.
Yes.
It was a hassle.
And so you were just responsible for that whole thing. You just jumped in there and had to
Pretty
figure
much.
it out.
Pretty
That's
much.
wild, dude. Do you not understand how crazy that is? Like the
No.
responsibility, like that's a significant responsibility out of the gate. And, and who knows where your journey is going to go, where you're going to end up, what you're going to do with your life in welding. But I think this is kind of where your passion is right now. And honestly, it could change in 5 or 10 years. It could evolve in 5 or 10 years. And that's the crazy part about gathering all this life experience early on. Like when I first got into construction, I had no idea what any of this shit was. And I was 2 or 3 years ahead of where you are right now. And you're responsible for building, what a dump truck. I don't know why you call
Yep.
it a dump body. It's just weird.
I don't know. That's what we just call it. That's what we called it at work. So I just
Dump body. Okay.
well, we didn't do anything to the truck. We just did everything on the body of it.
Fair enough.
So we just called it the dump body.
Fair enough. Cool, man. Well, I think it's a great accomplishment that you've been fortunate enough to do that, and obviously you've earned your space here. I've always pushed you to, like, to kind of own your shit and start working out really young, like, start working like your first job. What was your very first job? Do you remember?
With you or landscaping.
Well, no, before the
I,
landscaping, you worked at the golf cart, didn't you?
yeah, but that doesn't really count.
I mean, it did, because I dropped you off and you worked and you didn't get paid. Oh yeah, you didn't get paid. It was
No, I
volunteer.
didn't get. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's not real work.
I guess the first
It's
job I had would have been with you then
okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, obviously,
for
just
like yeah.
tinkering around, doing all kinds of little things.
Hey, we've got an ad here. Make sure to pay attention. What's up, guys? Are you a contractor or business owner looking to take things to the next level? Well, I've got something for you. The Elite Builder Society is a community that helps contractors grow and scale. For $49 a month, you can have access to 20 group coaching calls. Look, you're probably wondering, how am I going to show up to 20 calls, Brandon? That's a lot. And yeah, it is a lot for $49 a month. But every call is recorded so you can watch it at your leisure. But you get the best experience when you're live on the call with us. Okay, at the end of every webinar, there will be a Q&A where you can ask the industry expert questions that you can implement into your business. Look, if you're ready to take things to the next level for $49 a month, go to ebsworks.com and register today. I look forward to seeing you inside the community.
Okay, cool. So getting into welding, 18, about to graduate. Sky's the limit, what you can do and what you can become. And you're excited about the money. You've had some cool opportunities with some projects. Welders make a fuck ton of cash. So that'll be a great opportunity. Right when you told me that you wanted to become a welder and you started sharing little reels with me, my feed just literally was overtaken by welding shit. And it's lightened off a little bit, it's tapered off a little bit, but now periodically, like, I'll still go on a little bit of a search trying to, find little new opportunities. I don't really know anything about welding. I don't know a lot about the industry. I know there's pipe fitting and, fabrication, and that's what you're doing right now, and vessels and all kinds of other things that you can do. And, really the underwater welding.
No, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. No, there's just tons of different opportunities for you in that industry, and I'm excited for you to kind of go down that path and that journey, dude. I'm 44 years old, so to give you context of how much time you have, the last year has felt like what for you? For like, has it felt like forever? Has it felt like it's gone by quick?
Gone by quick. Especially with school ending soon, it's going by quick now. Like I only got
Right.
like 5 weeks left.
Yeah, 5 weeks left. We're gonna dial in a couple of those assignments so we can
Yep.
get through that. Even though we're skipping the class today, it's fine. So nothing's really like, sunk in on the timeline, right? Like think about it. I'm 44 years old. So, I'm several years further into this industry. And I think what happens when you're younger, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what happens when you're younger is you feel like you're behind and you feel like you have to catch up, and then you feel like, you have all this path to gain so that you can obtain success right away. Right. And you've got your whole life still ahead of you. Like every
Yep.
year that you play in this industry, I think as long as you're intentional with it, as long as you're like, really focused on just becoming the best version of yourself, learning as much as you can with every opportunity, because the crazy part is you're going to be faced with so many incredible opportunities. You did the landscaping, which I wanted you to do personally, primarily because I wanted you to see how shit it is to work outside in the heat and the sun and the blister. And you did some hard shit in that. Like what was some of the hardest things that you did when you were landscaping?
Probably working outside all day in like plus 40. That's probably the
Yeah.
worst thing. But I'd say definitely like doing mulch. That was the worst stuff.
Mulch, really? That's
Yeah.
lame. Why was mulch the worst?
Because there's just so much of it. And it's just so annoying.
It's dirty, dusty.
No, there's just so like I remember this one job that we had in like downtown, and we had like lots of mulch. It was terrible. We had to go to the backyard like we were just laying mulch the whole day, and it was like plus 30. It was just terrible.
Nice.
But
But you learned, you got through it. I mean, you're going to be
yeah,
experiencing welding. Welding doesn't always have, the best conditions. But that being said, welders are a bit of, they're a bit of a prima donna. I remember prepping spaces, getting them ready for welders, and that's why I really looked up to them. I was like, look at all the expectations and demands they wanted for their space to be freaking perfect and dialed in. Because if the weld fails, then everything was for nothing. Right. And so building the space to get it ready, I think is cool. And the fact that you've experienced, some shitty work, I think is also important so that you can understand and appreciate, what shitty work looks like and what hot, miserable, just shit feels like and looks like. And, now you've done some fabrication. And so, I'm excited for you to kind of experience that next journey where you have to kind of take the bull by the horns and you're really in control. You're getting a paycheck every other week and or every week, whatever it might be. You got to find a way to save some money, buy a house, make your payments, all those type of responsibilities, and it's all going to be shitty. Like all of it's going to be scary, shitty, but it's going to be very rewarding when I think you get through some of those little milestones and you appreciate and understand really what that experience really ultimately looked like. So prior to welding, you weren't always a welder. Like what did you do before welding? Like tell everyone that is listening what your childhood, your journey was like.
Lots of hockey.
Lots of hockey.
Lots of
Yeah.
hockey.
Do you miss that? It's not over fully yet.
It's not over. I still play hockey, but not as much as I used to. But
Yeah. Do you
it
miss
was
it?
fun. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I think so do I. I mean, like it was a part of our life, right? It was a part of
Yep.
almost like it was
What,
second
like
nature.
16 years of it. So pretty
Yeah.
much.
It was part of our life forever. And I think it's really hard for so many people that get to that age to transition from one life to the next. Dude, I don't know if I've shared that with you, but like some of my best employees were hockey players. Like high driven hockey players. We had Andy and a few other people on the team, and they were organized, they were great, on it with work ethic. So a lot of those skills that you obtained with hockey, a lot of the coaches that you had with hockey are honestly going to be your best life skill to carry you through to success. Did you know that 95% of some of the most successful CEOs in the world all played a high level of sports like hockey, baseball, football? 90% of the most successful people. So you might not understand what you're capable of doing, as time progresses in this new journey for you, but you could be managing, hundreds of welders. You could be doing a lot of different things. A lot of things will happen to you, and it only will happen if you approach your job, these opportunities the same as you've approached hockey. Like thinking about like the food that you ate before you went to play a game, the amount of water that you consumed, the practice that you put in, all that stuff is part of really becoming a successful athlete on the ice, right? It's not what you're doing on the ice, it's what you've done before. And so the same thing in this career, it's about, getting your head on straight. And I know that you're going to the gym. You've been going to the gym for the past 3 months
3.
now. 3 months. I went for a workout with you last night, and it was really impressive to just see how hard you're pushing yourself, with each workout. You're not there to piss around, you're there to put in the work, and you've spent hours at the gym. And so I think you're on the right path, because you'll notice when you start working on the road, or when you start working, in the field, you'll notice there'll be people that are just like you, that talk like you, that act like you, that look like you, that smell like you, that fart like you, and they won't be going to the gym. They won't be
Yeah.
eating good. They won't be doing a lot of those things. And they'll also be 10 or 15 years ahead of you. And so you're going to have to consciously be focused on just being the best version of yourself each and every day, because there's going to be opportunities for you to fall down the wrong path. And the right path sometimes is lonely. Like I know that you had a team of people, and that's the cool part about hockey, is that there's a whole team of people that want to fight for the same thing, but at the same time, that it's not generally the whole team, right? There are a
Yeah.
couple guys that are, a little bit off kilter, and they do, go down the wrong path. And so you still have to fend for yourself there. But in life, in this industry, you're going to be on the road. There's going to be all kinds of distractions and all kinds of noise that you're going to have to really, keep your head dialed in, and stay focused. And so I'm excited to watch you experience all that. And I'm confident that you'll go down the right path, because you're in control of everything right now, and you're doing a great fucking job. So I'm excited about that. But I am excited for you and your future. And it's hard because, like, how much of this is unknown for you? Like all of it. All of
Yeah.
it's unknown. You have no idea. And I remember when I was 26, I was going through like this spiral. I had a great job. I was working at the refinery. I was making good money, but I didn't do a lot of the things that I just talked about. I didn't avoid some of the people. I was in the wrong group sometimes. I was doing some of the wrong things. I was wasting my money doing stupid shit. I wasn't putting in the work. And so by the time I hit 26, my life didn't look the way I wanted it to look when I was 18, when I was looking at my 26-year-old self. And I was like, I really want to look like this. I really want to be this, but I didn't do the fucking work to get there. Right. And so continue to just check yourself every day. You wake up and say, okay, I really want this better life. But when I was 26, I was spiraling. I was like, what do you mean I'm not successful yet? What do you mean these things aren't happening? What do you mean life's hard? Like, I remember there was a point where I couldn't pay my mortgage, and I was super, super young, was early on, got the house, got all bright-eyed, stressed out, and I was making good money. I was spending it like an idiot, and I had to ask my mom to help with my mortgage payment. It's a hard day when you have to, come down, and I wasn't trying to get emotional on this, but like you experience you experience memories of how you could have went one direction and you go the other, and it catches you off guard a lot. And so I'm not concerned about you. I know you got your shit together. I know that you're 10 miles ahead of where I was at my age, and I'm proud of you that that you're on the right path and you're going down this journey, and excited to watch you do it. I didn't want you to honestly go into the trades either, if I'm being honest. Like, trades is a hard place. It's fun though. It can be really fun, but it can also be challenging because there's so much noise. Like there are so many people. Like, you just think everyone goes to the trades, right? Like, you think about everyone that can't do. That's the stigma, is like you can't go to university, go to the trades. You can't be successful in the corporate world, go to the trades. And unfortunately, because of that, there are so many people that come to the trades that are, not the greatest of people. And so they can be distracting. Their fun, humorous lifestyles can be attractive and fun to watch. And you think that you get pulled into that. So yeah, it's turned into a bit of a pep talk, I guess. But you really just got to make sure you keep your head on straight, live life. I know you're always trying to try to move things and do things. You're working your ass off right now. Just in your downtime, just continue to live life, and live an experience. You're not trapped by all these drugs and alcohol and all those things, which is great. And so I think personally, just live life, and be excited and free about your future.
What's up, guys? I hope you're enjoying this episode of the On-Site Podcast. So here's the deal. We want to grow this show, and we need your help. It's simple. Pay the tax, share the show. That's it. Let's get back into it.
I know that I'm your dad. You can ask me a question, any day of the week. But is there any specific questions or curiosities that you have about the construction industry? Any fears that you have?
Not really.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go. Excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ready to be done with school and go make some real man money.
Yeah. School's been just never your place, and as AI and technology becomes so available to us, school's value has diminished significantly. Like, its value is decreasing. Like, I remember when you went to grade 9 and it was like, okay, gotta gotta do this and this. And now it's like at the point I don't even give a shit. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
the things that we're learning, the way we're being taught is just so elementary. I feel like, I'm all over you about using technology and adapting AI and Claude into your life. And so I got a weird question. Like, you said that you downloaded some app for welding. What was that app?
On my
What was that
VR.
thing? Yeah, what was that? What was that thing that you're doing for welding? You said you got something for welding.
I got a VR, and it was called Weld VR. So I pretty much just fuck around on the VR and just run beads.
Run beats.
Pretty much.
And so, do you learn on it? Is like a game, or what?
It's just it's a game, but it's just practice pretty much.
Like, what have you learned on that?
Nothing. It's just practice.
How do you practice? Like, you're not welding with your hands. You're
Yeah,
just
you are.
seeing weld.
No, you actually do it.
How?
I'll show you it later.
No way. You
Yes, search it up. It's called Weld VR.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I didn't know you're actually welding with that. That's pretty unique.
The disclaimer is the game's $1,200, so
Oh no.
I didn't buy it. I got the free trial.
Okay. Oh, so if it's really good, we got a $1,200 bill in front of us.
Maybe.
Okay, we'll see
Maybe.
how it goes. Cool, man. Is there anything else you want to share with anyone? You're excited about the future. Played a lot of hockey, digging into welding. I really the reason I wanted to get you on the podcast when you're 18 is because it's the start of, your career, your future in this industry. I'd love to have you back in a couple of years to see where you land. I talk about you on almost every episode in some way, shape, or form, just because I'm excited about, where you're going. And, I didn't have a dad in my life. Like, I didn't have somebody cheering me on in the background saying, oh, okay. I mean, my grandpa was there and my uncles were there, but I think it's just different having, somebody that close that loves you and, really is proud of you to kind of push you into an industry, not my industry. Like if I was a welder, it'd be, a lot more connected, but you're digging into construction and, you never know, maybe you'll buy a truck and maybe you'll want to start a business as this as well. And maybe you will need my support to kind of help you understand how to, really expose those opportunities. And I'll be here for you to do that. So I'm excited for your future and just wanted to have something in place that you could look back in the future and watch as frequently as possible, so you can have those memories kind of for you. So I've got a couple pictures like I shared earlier on. All I have is these pictures, and those are the experiences that I have with my that was our relationship.
Yeah.
Just fuck around and live life. Look at the size of that watch. Jeez. Anyway, so that's kind of like ours. That's our life experience. That's our relationship. And I'm thankful that you came on. Anything else you want to share with anyone?
You want to see this gem of us?
Jim, what, you got a picture? Oh God, look at that. That was on your birthday. So you actually I got you aired on that commercial. I don't have the recording. I don't know where it went, but I emailed CBC, I think it was Patriot Nation, and they aired you to Jaxson celebrating his first birthday as a Patriot fan, and they recorded it and they had you on the commercial,
cool.
like on NFL Network.
That's cool. I didn't even know that.
I don't remember what I did, but I emailed them, and there was no way to like record it. But yeah, they had pictures of you celebrating your first birthday as a Patriots fan. Not that you're a Patriots fan necessarily anymore, but that was when your dad was a huge Brady ball licker. And now I just don't really watch any football at all. But that was a cool photo, man. I appreciate it. Well, dude, I'm excited for you, excited for your future. You got to get back to school because you can't skip all classes today. Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it. And excited to have you back. Let's cap it out at like maybe a year or two. I don't know if the podcast will still be running in a year or two. We'll see what happens, but it's getting some pretty good traction. And this might be our most popular episode. So we'll see what happens.
Sweet.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Love you too.
All right, that concludes this episode of the On-Site Podcast. Remember, if you enjoyed this episode, please pay the tax, share the show. Guys, if you want to be a part of the Elite Builder Society, all you got to do is pay $49 a month. That's it. $49 a month. You get 20 group coaching calls every month. Okay? Go to ebsworks.com and register today. If you enjoyed the show, please pay the tax and share the show.